afternoon, everybody. We good in the back? All right. Remember, we got microphones for questions. Coach.
All right. Game week. Really excited. Another opportunity to get out on the field and compete. And not only get to compete, we get to compete against the defending national champions this week, go to their place, and one unbelievable opportunity for our football team. And I know our guys are practicing hard, practicing well, and getting ready to take on a great challenge.
All right, questions? Sean?
From a schematic standpoint, the offense has been, pretty similar on the Kendall Browse as it was last year. But I guess obviously the results have been much better and in your favor this year. Where have you seen the biggest change or growth in the offense that's led to that improvement?
I think just guys understanding what they're doing. Not only understanding what they're doing. Last year was the first time a lot of these guys ran the style of offense that we played before they were huddling up in the pro style, and so we brought a different style of offensive play, and it took some adjustment for a lot of them, and a lot of guys were young and playing, so there was a lot of mistakes, and now you see guys having a better understanding of what we're doing now and being able to execute a lot better and more efficient without a lot of mistakes. And so I think guys just comfortable with it. Coach Browse and our offensive staff have done a great job of being on the same page and getting our guys to be on the same page. So, and then taking care of the football.
Yeah, Ira on the left.
Willie, how did James come out of practice last week, and how's his health? And will you make a decision early in the week, or are you going to wait till later in the week about who would start Saturday?
James practiced all week last week and practiced yesterday, and James will be our starter, and they both will play. Got some good stuff there, huh?
Talking about playing them both, it seems like both of them have played at a level that can win you football games. Do they bring anything different to the table, or is it just a matter of respecting both of them and the fact they can help?
They bring something different. James brings James, and Alex brings Alex to the game, and so they bring something different from that standpoint. They both understand our offense. They both done a great job of executing our offense, and they both done a good job of taking care of the football, which is always important. So really like what they both have done for us, and hoping they continue to do a great job for us.
Coach, we saw Juwan Williams back out there on a Monday. How is he doing? How's he coming along from the ankle injury? And do you expect to have him at your disposal on Saturday?
He's coming along. He's working his way back in there and practiced a little more yesterday. And again, I think that's one of those things you'll see how the week goes, how he practiced in full pass with the team, and I think that'll be one of those decisions we make later on in the week, depending on how he practices.
Hey, Willie, you mentioned the two quarterbacks and how they complement each other as players. What about personality-wise? How do you work two guys into the system like that, and how have they done with that so far?
They've both been good at it. I guess you just work them in however you see fit to help you win a ball game. Like I say, they're different mindset. I mean, I think Alex more business-like. James is, again, he's going to inspire you to do some things out there, and his teammates. And but they both, like I say, they both have executed our offense the way we needed them to, and no matter who's in there, we need them to continue to do that, continue to distribute the ball to our playmakers, and then more importantly, take care of the football.
Aslan in the back.
I think it's something about James you noticed when you first came here is about the emotion he plays with. He plays with such high emotion. Is that something that you're able to kind of harness or manage a little bit better now that you're able to delegate some of the coaching duties out? Is that a focus for you?
Well, I'm always trying to work with the QBs and making them understand their role as the quarterback. And again, I think each guy have their own traits and things they're good at and things that they can improve on. And you never really want to change a person for who they are, but you kind of work with them to help your football team and help it grow. And again, I love James' personality. I think he's one of the greatest teammates ever, and he's a heck of a football player. So, but again, don't want him to change who he is. I want him to continue to to do the things he's been doing and just continue to develop, become a better football player and continue to be a great teammate.
Defensively, you guys have sort of hitched your stride these last couple of games, but obviously, Clemson will be the toughest test so far. Do you take any added confidence away from the fact that Clemson's coming off a performance where they struggled a bit offensively, or is it just about you continuing to do what you've been doing?
I think it's all about us. We can't necessarily. It's got to be about us. Again, we're getting better, and I think we're getting better because we've been focusing on us and focusing on the things that we need to do in order to get better. We've been playing winning football for the most part, and we got to continue to play. Again, I said it before, you guys probably sound like a broken record, but I mean, the challenge for us each week is to see if we can play our best, and that's something we haven't done yet, and we're shooting to try to do that. And we know against Clemson, we got to be at our best to win the game. So I think it's good to have a bye week to continue to work on some things to see that we can go out there and execute at a high level and play our best football since we've been here. And again, we've been moving towards that direction, and we know we're going to need that in this ball game on the road in Death Valley against the defending national champ. So again, it's about us and knowing that we're up against a great football team.
Well, Clemson obviously puts up a lot of sacks, and they've had a lot of sacks against Florida State the last couple of years. How do you balance trying to keep more people in because they're blitzing a lot versus trying to attack them and make them pay for blitzing?
We just got to block them better. We got to do better than what we've done in the past. And when it comes to that, so schematically, what we do from that standpoint, and then again, we just got to protect the quarterback and not hold on to the ball when we do throw the football, get it to our guys' hands, and see if we can play better than what we've done in the last couple of years. That'd be good.
Coach, you played at Virginia on the road, but Clemson, the environment there is next level. How do you prepare your guys for that environment, and just how tough is preparing for that environment?
Well, again, I thought Virginia was a tough environment. They were excited. Their fan was excited being there in first ACC game. And again, I've never been in Death Valley, so I can't tell you what it's like, but I've been in a football game, and I know in a football game, you better be worried about those 11 guys on the other side of you and not the environment around you because, again, that's a pretty good football team. So you better lock into their football team and where guys are going to be and make sure you understand your assignment so you can get it accomplished. Once the game starts, everything else doesn't matter. So we got to continue, again, focus on us and not the peripheral things that's not going to help you win. What's going to help us win is taking care of the football, and tackling, not giving up explosive plays and scoring some touchdowns.
After last year's game against Clemson, do you kind of get the impression your team's kind of out to show, and really against a team like this, the growth they've had since kind of that moment last year? And I guess how difficult is it to kind of prepare for a team like Clemson as if it was any other opponent?
Well, we're not on last year. Last year's last year. We've gone from that. Clemson's a different team from last year. So, again, we know Clemson's a good football team, and, they're the defending national champs. And they're defending ACC champions, and I think that's what we all shooting to do is to be champions. And we've been working all off season to try to beat ACC champions, and knowing that we got to go through Clemson. And fortunately, that game is this week, and that's what we're up against. And again, we got to play our A game to keep our goals intact and what we want to get accomplished, and that's what we're focusing on. And again, it's a football game. We got to go play.
Yeah, I was just curious, if you could update the status of like Logan Tyler, excuse me. Is he still with the program? Or?
No, he's not.
Okay. And then also Anthony Grant, he's been in and out a little bit.
Yeah, it's the same with Anthony as it's been before. He's dealing with personal things, and so it hadn't changed. Come on, it's been 2 weeks. I know you guys have some things for me.
Corey?
Willie, with I don't even know if we want to call it a two-quarterback system, but you are playing two quarterbacks on Saturday. Do you see how they both play and then ride the hot hand? What is the process in the middle of a game as to who's going to be the quarterback after they both had some reps?
We'll see on Saturday. I don't think that's something I want to give Dabo or anyone else what we're going to do. It's going to be a tough challenge as it is. I don't want to give out anything other than they both will play. And, again, we'll have a plan for them both and want them to go out and execute like they've been executing, and we'll be happy.
Coach, Clemson's wide receiver unit is as talented as there is in the country. What have you seen on film from them, and just how difficult is it to prepare for the athletes that they have at that position?
They are talented, and I think we have some talented receivers as well, just as talented, and they're tall, they're long, again, you watch the film, they do a great job of throwing the ball with their back shoulder throw, and it's clockwork for them doing it that way, and they have a great quarterback to get them the ball. Trevor Lawrence is one of the top quarterbacks in the country. He's very accurate with the football, and when you have a guy that can throw like that, he can make a lot of guys look really good, And again, they're really tall. They're very athletic. They can run, and again, it's Clemson. They've done a great job. Dabo's done a great job of building his team how he wants it, and they're all pretty good. And no matter who's in there, they're all pretty good. Again, we got to be on our A game. It's going to be a game where we, again, got to play 60 minutes of good, smart football.
Coach, with Janaris Robinson out for the first half, what's kind of the plan there? Is that an opportunity for Josh Brown, Adonis Thomas, somebody else there maybe to step in?
Yeah, guys got to step up, because he won't be with us in the first half. So those guys got to step up and do a good job. And again, we count on them to do a good job. So we look forward to have a great week of practice. And again, that's why they came here too, to play in games like this. And like I say, what an unbelievable opportunity for them as well to go in a game against Clemson and see if they can have their best game.
Well, you guys have been really good as far as not giving the ball away. When you look at it, are you seeing guys doing things that make that possible in terms of ball security and whatnot? And then how important can that be in this type of scenario going on the road against Clemson?
It's important in every ball game. And if you just watch us as a football team, when we don't turn the ball over, we're going to be in every ball game that we play in. And that's really important going on the road and playing against, again, the defending national champions. You can't give them extra possessions. You got to do a great job. The reason we've done a great job of emphasizing it in practice, and our guys done a great job of taking it over to the game field, and understanding how important it is to take care of the football. But in games like this, it's a must, and again, we got to take care of the football, and we got to get some takeaways. It's important that we get the ball back.
Coach, last week you talked about how well practice went and it gave you that good feeling heading into the game. What do you feel like really went well? Because you said it was like one of the best practices y'all have had during the season.
I think it's just the attitude and the approach that our players took coming to practice. They came every day ready to work, and they wanted to get better. And it was just everybody came that way, whether it's scout team or the guys that were playing. They were ready to work, and that wasn't just on the practice field. It was in the meeting room as well. It was a different vibe. It was a different approach that they came with. I mean, they always came, and our guys always want to compete, but it was more business-like last week of getting better and making sure that they truly understand our opponent, and it paid off for them. And hopefully that's one of those things that they continue to do, knowing that it'll do a good job for them.
Go back, Aslan in the back.
You mentioned a lot about team camaraderie, team chemistry, playing for one another, the love that the teammates need to have for each other. Is that an even more important thing? Is that a really important part of the formula to beat a team like Clemson in this sort of situation?
Well, I think just to beat any team, you got to play as a team and play with being unselfish as players. I think that's so important for any team. You look at a team that's winning championship, that's what you see is a group of young men out there playing for each other, having fun with each other, and making plays for one another. And I will say I think that's a big part of why our football team is improving, is because we're getting a lot of that selfishness out of here, and guys are starting to buy into the team concept and taking pride in their university and doing whatever they can to help this football team win. And to me, that's why we're having some success now. Is a lot of that selfishness is leaving, and the team is becoming first.
You obviously can't go back and change a couple of the results earlier this year, but do you feel like when you look at the team right now, this is about or closer to where you wanted it to be, the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think with our football team, I think until we get the culture and things the way that we want it to, again, we don't have a lot of seniors that won a lot. We don't have a lot of juniors that won a lot around here. So there's a lot of things that goes on that you got to get better at. And one thing for us as a football team, I want our team to learn to play and have a certain standard about how we play. You know, I think where our football team is, we kind of play up and down to the level of competition that we're playing against, and it's hard to win a championship doing that, and it's got to be a standard. And I think that's what we're building it to get to, where we play and we have a standard of the way we play no matter who we playing against. And our guys are learning that, and I will say since we've been playing Power 5 opponents, our guys been playing at a higher level. And again, we got to learn to do that no matter who we playing. You know, when we go out on Saturdays, that's just the way we play. I think we all know that's kind of what we all accustomed to Florida State playing that way, and we want to get it back to being that way when we got on Saturdays.
James, it didn't go great, but he has played in that stadium before. Do you think that helps? I mean, is that, as a player, does that give you something that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise?
Well, I think he played in a rowdy environment before, but again, like I said, when you're on that football field, you kind of block a lot of those things out. You don't hear it a lot. You know, you're so locked into what's going on, and again, you start thinking about those things against a team like Clemson, you can get your head knocked off. So we definitely better be locked into what we got to get accomplished on the football field, and not again worry about anything that's not going to help us win the ball game out there or help us execute while we're out there. So again, that's why they all came to Florida State and playing games like this, an environment like that, and I mean, unbelievable opportunity. We're coming to you, Tim. We're coming. We don't leave you hanging.
As you come out of the first bye week, I don't know if this is an opportunity to assess freshmen or the guys that you're maybe going to redshirt, maybe not redshirt, but the guys that haven't played yet, do you think you'll try to maintain their redshirt? And specifically, a guy like Jordan Young, does he have an opportunity to see some action as the season progresses?
Well, I think everybody on our roster, for the most part, have an opportunity to play this year. We still aren't thinking about redshirting anyone. You know, you have the 4-game rule where you can redshirt guys, and so guys still can play and still be redshirted. You know, again, we're always going to do what's best for our football team, and if a guy can help us win, we're going to put him in and try to win some ball game. And if he's not ready, then we're going to let him continue to develop and be ready for us later on. So we haven't really sat back and said we're going to redshirt this guy or that guy. We're just trying to get better and continue to develop those young guys, because you never know. I mean, with the season and where it goes and injuries, you never know what may happen. So we can't stop developing those guys as we go through the season.
There's been a lot of national conversation about Clemson and whether they're living up to their expectations, and they fell to number 2 despite not losing. I assume that when you look at them, you don't buy into any of that kind of talk or perception?
I really don't buy into any of that talk. You know, I watch the film and our guys and watch them and go off of that. You know, I mean, what are we talking about? Clemson is the defending national champion. You know, these guys played for the national championship last 2 years, you know, and they haven't lost. So all that is just talk, which that's what happens this time of year. And they're still a defending national champion, as I know. But it's been a while since they lost a ball game, so I think that's the object, is to win, and they found a way to win last week, and they're still undefeated. So all that talk it is what it is. And again, we got an opportunity to go against the defending national champs this week.
Willie, have you ever had in your career a two-quarterback, quote-unquote, a two-quarterback system?
No, I don't think many people have, you know, but there's always change, you know. Sometimes you just never know. that I never had before. I had 2 quarterbacks on the team, but not where we just played 2. But again, if it works and it works out for us, it's good. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna always do what's best for our football team. And again, I think both guys can play and run our offense and do a good job at it. So it will be fine.
Anything else, Coach?
Hurry, my stomach growling right now. This water's not doing enough. Come on, man. Somebody got one more question for me. Give me something. You don't talk to me until Thursday. Come on now. I need something. There we go, Gene. Give it to me, baby.
Hey, Coach. You had some extra time with the bye week to go out and recruit. Obviously, can't give specifics, but how beneficial was that for you guys to get on the road a little bit and see some of these kids?
It was huge. Whenever you can get out. I mean, for a lot of these guys, we hadn't seen them since the summertime, or some of them in the spring. So to be able to get out and go watch some games and go visit with some coaches, and it's always good, and so it was good for us to get out and see them and watch them. I'm sure they're as excited to see us present there as well.
You notice a difference, just kind of the mood, the fact that you guys have won a couple conference games in a row? Is that giving you guys a little momentum you feel in recruiting?
Yeah. I mean, our guys have still been there, and they've been there with us the entire time. I mean, I think, it's been different winning. I mean, the mood's different everywhere when you win. The gas station and even the dog don't bark at you as much when you win. They okay with it, but the mood's different. You walk into a school and everyone is talking about the win. They're not talking. You're not getting as much. I'm praying for you now. I wish I keep those coming. I don't want them to stop praying for us. Prayer changes things. So, but you get less of those now, and again, you want them to keep coming.
Lori in the back.
Hey, we just talk about Cam, what his mentality is like this week. Every time we talk to him, he's ready to go. But especially with Clemson, what's it like right now?
He's still Cam. I mean, that's just who he is. Cam, you ask Cam, you ready? Cam said, you don't have to get ready when you stay ready. So he's always ready, and he's excited. I think our entire football team is excited about this game and the opportunity they have in front of them. We won't have this opportunity again this year to play the defending national champs. So I think everybody on our football team is excited about this opportunity and understand the challenge that we have in front of us. And again, that's why you come to Florida State, to play in a game like this. And Cam understand that, and we need for him to have a good game in order for us to be able to win this game against Clemson. And again, our goals are still in front of us. Our goal is to win the ACC championship, and in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Ric Flair, right? Nature boy. So Clemson's the man, and again, we understand the challenge, but we look forward to it.
Chantel?
Coach, you said...
Chantel, you know who Ric Flair is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right.
You want to woo or not? No. You said you kind of block out the noise and really just focus on the film. Were you able to see anything that North Carolina did, specifically to keep that game close?
They played smart football. They didn't turn the football over. I think the quarterback didn't get sacked much. They didn't have a lot of penalties. I think they had like 3 penalties for 20 yards. And again, they played winning football for the most part. They just didn't finish at the end. But and they didn't give up a lot of explosive plays. I think that's something Clemson live on, is explosive plays, and they did a good job of limiting those. Clemson is very talented, and I thought North Carolina did a great job of eliminating those explosive plays or minimizing them, and did a great job of tackling in space. Those are always a challenge playing against a team like Clemson, and they did it for 60 minutes. So I just thought they played really well, smart football.
All right.
All right. See you all later.